Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the general reading for the collective of water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios. My name is Stephanie, and by continuing to watch this video, you are consenting to having your energy read, as well as consenting to receiving these messages. So, all right, folks, let's just get started, water signs. We have the Sun, Enlightenment, and we have the Hierophant. And so it's in reverse in my deck. However, I prefer, so you can't shuffle a deck with one card sideways. So it's either in reverse or upright. When it is pulled, I place it on my table sideways. So we have an option. We can go the traditional route. We can go the non-traditional route. Or we can do a little bit of both. We will see when to be traditional and when to be non-traditional. So let's pull the clarifiers. Let's see what's going on. What are we talking about? What's going on? We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Three of Cups. Interesting. 3 people. Page, Queen, and Knight. So the Knight and the Queen. Okay, so this can be 2 people. It can also be 3 people. Let's get into the message and see how that goes. So these 2 energies are looking at each other. The Knight and the Queen. The Page has its eyes closed, however, is facing forward. The Page to me also says dress to impress. So what I'm getting, an invitation. We're receiving an invitation. Water signs, dress to impress. Dress up for this party, for this celebration. Do we want to dress traditionally? Party attire? Do we want to dress non-traditionally? Casual, warm, comfortable attire? Or a little bit of both? Interesting. Either way, we will be received well. Again, I'm seeing us, water signs, as this ghost. We are being received well. These 2 ghosts are happy and smiling. So the Knight of Cups is chivalrous, gentlemanly energy. The Queen of Cups is someone who's attractive, someone who is kind and caring, sensitive, someone who listens. Our cup is full. Our cup is overflowing. The fish is in the cup. So something is being added to our cup. Something's being added to our wardrobe. A page, despite the suit, is a bearer of good news. So we have two messages of good news coming. Knights are proposals, offers, invitations. Someone, so water signs, admirer. Oh. Okay, so pages are admirers. Someone who is interested in us. Someone who's attracted to us. Knight, the knight is this page gaining the courage, gaining the confidence to come forward and tell us that they're interested in us. They're going to be inviting us to an event so that we can hang out, so that they can get to know us. So the message I just received, so the page, it looks like the page and the fish are conversing. So this individual has been talking about us, and this friend, this confidant that they have confided in has given them the courage to come forward and say something to us. Yeah. That's what this is. So the page and the knight, interesting. Interesting. I'm going to embrace that message. Okay, no. The traditional message. What's up, mamas? The page and the knight are one and the same, and they are coming forward to let us know that they are interested in us. And there is some sort of an event, some sort of a gathering, a party, just a get together where we are receiving an invitation to get together. That's the traditional message. The non-traditional message. People have been talking about us behind our backs. And this knight isn't standing for it anymore. This knight is coming forward and letting us know about this gossip that's going on. So 2 scenarios. Traditional. The page has been talking to their friends about us. They're interested in us. They admire us. Then a completely separate scenario. Another page has been instigating. They've had loose lips, and they finally said something to the wrong person because this knight isn't standing for it. This knight is coming forward in this chivalrous, gentlemanly, standing up for what is right and telling us so traditional message, we're receiving an invitation to hang out so that this night energy, and so this night energy could be an emperor, it could be a king. The night energy is approaching us and providing us with this invitation, providing us with this information, okay? So we will know. We will know. Then the non-traditional message. There's been gossip, and it happens. Is it desirable? No. It may hurt our feelings. Sensitive. However, we will get through this. We will heal. And this isn't about us. The gossip may be about us. However, below the surface, this is about them. And whatever's going on with them. Unhealed energy in these other individuals. So what do we do? How do we move forward? Compassion, understanding. We offer these folks grace and mercy and forgiveness. Why? Why? Have we ever participated in gossip? Did we understand we were participating in gossip? Do we now see the ramifications of the scenario? Everyone's on a different place in their journey. And everyone learns lessons at different times. So these folks are at a different place in their journey than we are. And by understanding that, it makes it easier to offer grace and mercy and forgiveness. And forgiveness is the path of healing. So for me, what I say, and I say this internally to myself, you can write it, you can verbalize it by ourselves. If you choose to, you can say it to the other individual. I don't recommend that though, because if they are in this unhealed place, the forgiveness exchange won't be received in the manner intended. So I recommend doing this by ourselves. So what I say is, God, I thank you. Well, let me back up. I say, God, I praise you. I thank you. And I ask you for your forgiveness. I praise, rewind. God, I praise you. I thank you. And I ask you for your forgiveness. I thank them. And I ask them for their forgiveness. I thank myself. And I forgive them. And I praise you, Lord. And I thank you, Lord. And I forgive myself. Because when we were the gossipers at a different stage in our life, there was a lesson to be learned. Now that we are on the other side of this lesson, there are still things to be learned, ways to heal, how to move forward. By forgiving them. By understanding they're at a different place in their journey. And this is an opportunity for them to learn. Whether they learn or don't learn, that's up to them. That's the opposite of our responsibility. Our responsibility is to follow our guidelines, our moral code, our ethics, and to ensure that we maintain our integrity and we maintain kindness. And another thing we are learning from this, we have someone in our corner. We have someone who's loyal, who's faithful, who's true. And we are seeing who is unloyal, who's unfaithful, and is untrue at this stage of their life, at this stage of their incarnation. Now, going back to the traditional message, we have this individual in our corner. So whether this is a traditional message for you, whether this resonates for you traditionally, whether this resonates for you non-traditionally, the positive aspect to take from this, folks, is we have someone in our corner. We have someone who sees us. We have someone who values us, who cherishes us. That is to be celebrated. That is the focus. That is the high vibrational energy. And that is how we excel. We don't see it yet. We will. We will. Victory is ours, folks. Victory is ours. And the Six of Wands also is winning battles. Well, how do we win battles? Because the example I like to use is in the show The Witcher on Netflix. I want to say in the end of season 1, somewhere around the end of season 1 or in season 2, there's a huge battle that takes place. It's called the Battle of Sodden Hill. Now, one side is victorious and one side lost. However, both sides maintained, that's the wrong word. Both sides suffered serious losses. So how do we win? We win by walking away. We win by refraining from engaging. What does that mean? Okay, so let's go back to the example I gave in the practice of forgiveness. Do not forgive them in person. Forgive them, yes, in our own private time, in our own way. We refrain from engaging them face to face in an attempt to resolve. We just walk away. We remove our energy. That's it. We remove our energy. Okay, and the Oracle card. Okay, so Duma, Angel of Dreams. Our dreams will have messages for us. And this card also tells me to, okay, so in the book, it says, look below the water surface. We've missed something. So anytime this card comes out, I look at the card underneath it. Materiel, Angel of Rain. Again, I say again, I haven't mentioned this before. All of these cards, the clarifiers, are cup cards. Emotions, water. It looks like she's floating in water. Like light waves. Look below the water's surface. Waterfalls and water coming. I don't like saying this. There are going to be tears, folks. Sometimes that's part of the healing process. Is releasing those emotions. And how we physically release those emotions is through crying, through tears, through the release of the water. Ooh. This all makes sense now. We have a shoulder to cry on. We have someone to comfort us, someone to support us. These two messages, traditional and non-traditional, are one and the same. The individual who is loyal and faithful and has our back cares about us. They want to hang out with us. They want to get to know us. And they're also not standing for this gossipy behavior. That's not who they are. And I'm getting there are going to be tears on both sides. The gossipers will regret. Time frame, that's in God's hands. They will regret what they've done. They will see the light. They will see the light. And we, water signs, we're sensitive. We're sensitive. We may not show it, not to the general public, but our close friends and family know that we're sensitive. So we are going to shed tears as well. However, we won't be shedding tears by ourselves. We'll have a shoulder to cry on. We'll have someone to support us and hug us and rub our back and comfort us and tell us that it's going to be okay. So, allow me to go over my forgiveness practice. And I used to write this down and then I would burn it to release it. So that's another manner in doing it. My method, I'm going to share with you my method, and then based on your journey and your path, feel free to substitute words that work with your alignment and with your path and with your beliefs. So mine is, God, I praise you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I ask you for your forgiveness, Lord. I praise you, Lord. I thank them, Lord. And I ask them for their forgiveness. I praise you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. And I forgive them. I praise you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. And I forgive myself. That's simple. And you can insert names where I put them, the word them. You can insert names if you want to. I find I used to do that. And that still made it very personal for me. Now, it's a process. So follow your process. Follow your intuition. Follow your path. Because this has morphed. My process and my path on forgiveness has morphed and become what I just verbalized now. It wasn't always this. So I'm sorry. I ask you folks for your forgiveness. I don't like sharing messages that result in tears, especially sad tears. We will be rewarded for going through this experience. Karmic chains, karmic cycles, karmic patterns, we are breaking them, water signs. And receiving rewards for doing so. Receiving blessings for doing so. We will also have a comforter, someone to comfort us, someone to listen to us, someone to hug us and assure us that it's all going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We've cried before, and we've gotten through it. We're grown up. This is our process. This is who we are. We're human. We don't like being hurt. That's why we don't participate in gossip anymore. Because we've experienced the damaging effects. And we choose to refrain from participating. Because we know what it's like to be hurt. And the last thing we want to do is hurt someone else. We refrain from returning evil for evil. So if someone gossips about us, we choose to pull our energy away. We choose to walk away. We choose a different path. I'm bummed. I'm bummed for us. I don't know what to say, water signs. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Nothing else is really coming to mind. So pay attention to our intuition. Pay attention to our dreams. Duma, angel of dreams. And I just had another thought before closing. Angel of rain. Maybe there's rain in our forecast. And maybe the realization of everything will occur once it starts raining. We've got this, water signs. We've been through something like this before. I'm proud of us. We keep going. I'll be here for you next week. Bye.